Forever. Dog.
What is the best way to do finance for couples so it doesn't create resentments later in life?
LOL.
Listen, the boy lesbian pays for everything.
That's right, son.
The girl lesbian just keep the fucking house clean.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's what we're talking about.
Please.
Keep the house clean and that bod fit.
The king is kind of back.
Okay, say more.
No, I'm just doing well on TikTok and consistently, and it's been a while. It's been a while.
So we're
since that
viral
has
in a
been
good way.
The case, yes, and also I have bronchitis.
Yeah, viral in a bronchitis way and viral in a social media in a positive viral way.
Yeah. How did the Patreon recording go? I'm sorry I couldn't make it to our little bibis. Oh,
It's okay.
Oh, little chosen family with no daddy. Daddy's back. I know you missed me.
Yeah. Okay, I will say that the recording, I had fun. That energy was missing.
Yeah. Do you guys, what do you think about this?
Oh,
For the listener at home, I have a tick.
She's raising her eyebrows suggestively, but also the
Daddy's
eyes are kind
back.
of closed. So
oh, Ashley's got this so hot right now. Wait, what's ours? Oh, Alayna doesn't have one, but I'm itty bitty baby boo.
I don't have one because I had to take it off because it stays on Riverside. So like when I'm recording my other podcast, which is like supposed to be professional, it's like an educational experience, and my tagline just says like hot mommy or whatever it was. I was like,
You are
gotta
a hot
Very
mommy.
change that.
professional. It's
Gotta
honest,
change
if
that.
anything. Ashley, when I got your email of the link, it flagged it and it was like, something seems dangerous.
It's me.
It said that when I opened the email. It was like red and it had a thing.
Okay, Alayna, why are you allowed to nom, 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 you know? But I can't do that.
I'm doing it silently.
Oh, weird. It says something on Alayna's name now. So, listener, if I don't think you're going to know this, but when we're in the Riverside recording, it shows our names and then a little subtitle, and I don't know where they come from.
It's weird.
but-
They keep
just
appearing
appear
and changing.
Based on
Yeah.
vibe.
But Alayna says Mami Caliente, which is, I think, Spanish. I'm not sure.
I was not going to try to read that because I was going to sound like so Southern.
I think you should try.
Mommy Caliente.
You did it. You did it. That was great.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Ashley's was
I thought
better.
it was pretty good.
But it wasn't too bad.
Wait, so you you got bacteria from the ocean, Ashley?
I don't know. No, I went to LA. I went for 4th of July. I don't know if I told you guys about that, but we went to Malibu and it was so fun with a bunch of gay friends. And it was really, really fun.
Wait, you were in Malibu on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
What the dude?
I'm so, oh no. Oh
Dude,
no.
what the frick?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Baby
I'm like
angry.
20 minutes away from Malibu.
It only occurred to me like after I had made all the arrangements. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Some might say that your viral bacterial infection is maybe karma.
Wow.
That's
Okay,
fair.
that was too far. That was too far.
What did you do for 4th of July?
I had a mental breakdown and my girlfriend had to drive me out of the city.
What happened?
Horrible. The fireworks. I've never been around that like that, dude. It was like right outside of our window. It was like the huge ones. And
You
it
had
was
to
so
leave
loud.
the city?
We had to leave the city. It was a very bad night. It was horrible.
That's,
actually.
yeah, sensory stuff can be no joke.
Not a good time. It's not like that
But
in
is it
Missouri.
actually better to leave or just get through it?
No, I
know what I
tried to
mean?
get through it for
No.
like an hour and a half and then it just
They were
got
going
like
on for an hour and a half?
it was really bad, dude. Like cause that's what I thought. I was like, it'll stop soon. Like I just need to I had on 2 pairs of noise canceling headphones, like the earbuds inside the big ones. I was sitting in the bathtub and it still like it did not stop. And so we just left.
Oh. We didn't have
It's like-
fireworks in Malibu.
You're
You're
like,
kidding.
you're
Are you
amygdala.
serious?
Like your amygdala is firing for real. So it's like, it's not just to
I
sit
believe
through
that.
it.
I'm not trying to minimize it. I was just thinking like getting in the car, traffic, the whole thing. Is it actually faster than just waiting it out?
It was significantly better. I guess in our area, it was just like a lot of fireworks. I don't know. But now we know for next year to go on a little trip to the middle of nowhere for the 4th of July.
To Malibu, you should come to Malibu with me because I think I'm going to Airbnb in again. What was her name? Patty. Absolutely love Patty. Shout out Patty. I know you're not listening. My Airbnb mom. Lots of great recs.
It's like, who is Patty?
Me and a bunch of friends, gay friends, my friends in Los Angeles, we all got an Airbnb together in Malibu. We went to the beach, and only after I went swimming did I find out there's toxic levels of bacteria in the fucking ocean in LA.
Was it in Malibu though? Because
It
usually
was all down the coast.
there's usually beaches that are okay. I have a website that I check before we go to the beach, but a lot of spots in Malibu are
Inviting
usually...
Mac would have been a question of practicality.
I
It
could have
would've
saved
been,
you.
But I did know how to use Google, and I did find out it applied to the ocean that I swam in. And then now I have bronchitis. I can't say it was definitely the ocean, but I've never had bronchitis before. So I've been coughing for like pretty bad for like 3 weeks. And I'm so snotty, dude.
You sound snotty.
How have I not lost 10 pounds of just snot alone? It is was that a burp?
Yeah, but I tried to mute it.
Oh, God, you didn't. You sure didn't. I was like, that must have been a chair moving on the hardwood. For sure.
No, that was a sick burp.
Can't.
A sick burp? Dude, I was trying to like keep my mouth shut and like, why do you have pliers?
Oh, I was cutting. I bought them I bought them to trim my flowers. I'm still femme. I have a little local flower shop here in Edinburgh called Simpsons. Shout out Simpsons. Wait, hold on.
Wow. Oh, wow.
You are dedicated to the flower arrangement game.
I went for like a wildflower vibe today.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I see that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chosen Family Podcast, everybody. We are not going to forget to do this again. So we're doing it up top.
We are your chosen family because honestly, if you're here, things aren't good. You have nothing. You have nothing. And you need people in your life to tell you how to live because that's how bad things are for you at this point. And that it's okay. It probably won't get better, but we're happy to kind of lead you through this illusion that you have control.
Yeah, we're definitely here.
We're definitely here.
I am your father, although I am sick, and we don't know how much time you'll have with me. Me with my father, not much. I don't know how it'll be for you. Anyone else want to jump in?
Nope. I'm just gonna let you take it.
That is your mother. She also left in a different way. Alayna Joy, and that is my baby, Mac.
Our baby.
Hello.
That's our baby.
Really my
Condolences.
baby, because what are you really doing for this family?
Wait, who carried? Who carried?
I carried,
probably.
obviously.
No.
Wait, can I tell you guys who I think I came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have mom's anxiety,
I have anxiety.
but I have
I have
dad's...
so much anxiety.
You have mom's sensory issues.
Mom's sensory issues, but I have dad's fashion sense.
Right, but is fashion scent nature nurture?
Shut the actual fuck up. Look at the color of my eyes, Mac.
That's so true. Look at our eyes.
Look at our eyes.
Those are daddy's eyes.
Similar. The eyes are similar.
Wow, and it's especially crazy, Alayna, because brown eyes are the dominant gene. So I like really came from dad.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's awkward.
You
Speaking of, okay, let me tell you guys about this, okay?
Yeah.
And before you make fun of me,
actually,
Too late.
yeah, it is too late. I genuinely am looking for a solid explanation of this because I tried to Google it and things are not adding up. where the fuck did the birds and bees metaphor come from? The
That is
birds
a
and
great
bees
question.
talk.
I have often wondered why this was the metaphor. It's such a weird, and which one's the girl and which one's the boy, and it has
Right.
to be that way because this was developed a long time ago.
Like they're like, let's explain this to children in simple terms, but let's bring 2 more species into it. And like, how does that make it easier to understand? That can't be easier than just explaining biology.
Did you even Google this? One possible derivation is from a poem by Samuel Coleridge. All nature seems at work. The bees are stirring. Birds are on the wing. And I, the while, the soul on busy thing. What? That has nothing to do
I don't
with
even know what
sex.
that means.
I don't hear sex in that at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't. I have to actually do some research here if I'm going to.
Me and my girlfriend were talking about it. We were like, okay, well, birds lay eggs and bees have stingers.
Stinger.
Is
yeah.
that what they're talking about? But a bee would never impregnate a bird.
Well, even if it were the other way around, I don't think a bird would ever impregnate a bee.
No, the other way around makes perfect sense. This is the problem.
Yeah, but men are bigger than women, and birds
That's
are
another
bigger
thing.
than bees.
This
We should
really
do
takes the
45
power.
minutes
This
on this.
takes the power away from our men. This makes our men feel small. Men shouldn't be bees.
Yellow.
Okay.
Gender neutral
Kind of
color.
a-
Gender neutral.
Is it?
I
That's
think
what
it's kind of
that's
a
what
girl
people
color.
use as like the gender neutral baby color is yellow.
Yeah,
Really?
for a baby, because babies are femme inherently.
Oh, good argument.
Wait, for real?
Good argument.
Babies are inherently femme because they are the best.
But then they hit when they're toddlers and they're just like drunk little adults. That's maybe more mask.
That's true.
Drunk little adults. Drunk little adults.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
so right.
Yeah.
I did not come up with that. Just to be, this is a known comparison.
That's such a great way to put it.
I was going to say, do you mind if I
Eat.
kind of want to put a piece of toast in the toaster?
Go for it. Go for it. We got to eat.
Okay.
You guys are making
We gotta
me
eat.
hungry. What were you going to talk about?
Well, I want to tell her about I want to know her thoughts on the hike.
Right.
But there hasn't really been a natural.
Are you going to tell us the poop story now?
Well, yeah. But
No.
she's
Birds
gone.
and bees in the woods. Speaking of the woods. Follow that. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but it's such a stretch.
Oh, hi, Ashley. Me and Alayna were just talking about the woods because of all the birds and the bees there.
Yeah, we were just talking. The birds and the bees are like in the woods, which made me think about the woods, which is where I was on a hike. So,
Say, Alayna, didn't I see on your Instagram story this past week
What is wrong with you?
that you
Why
were
are
on a
acting
hike
like
in the
this?
woods?
We're
we were
making
trying
a
to-
smooth transition, Ashley.
You're trying
We're
to transition that
transitioning
in.
Just
into
say
my
the
story.
thing you're thinking of like a normal human being.
I can't. I have to wait. I have to wait for an invitation. I
No,
can't.
you don't. People
I
don't
do.
talk
I
that way.
I can't.
People don't talk that way.
Oh my god.
On the Patreon episode, we were touching on this, but I was like, no, I gotta save the story for when Ashley's here. Because like it was lovely. It was a wonderful experience. I've never hiked by myself before. Well, I've hiked by myself. I've never camped backcountry by myself before.
Did you masturbate?
No.
Wow.
Wait, why was that your first question?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I'm just really sorry.
Because we were talking about the
everything.
birds and the bees. Because we're
That's
bringing
why.
it back. Birds and the bees. No, that wasn't. Okay. There were other people at the end. There were a couple other people camping at the lake.
Oh.
You're in your tent if you're quiet, like.
Yeah, but you're also like physically exhausted.
Oh.
I'm so confused. Like, am I supposed to be shamed? Are you shaming me?
You should have masturbated. That's what I'm saying. And shame on you for not.
Missed opportunity.
I guess Julio was there, and I'd have to be so horny.
That's true. He's in the tent with me. We are sharing a tent.
Yeah.
Pretty
that
close
wouldn't work.
It
proximity.
was so sweet, like the pictures of you and Julio. And
Yes, it was very sweet, except for the part where he rolled in human feces. That was
a bummer.
Yeah, that was maybe the only bummer of the trip. I'll say.
Dude, that is freaking nasty.
It was
And
nasty.
also, how did you know it was human? I'm sure you have a very...
A very good question.
Yeah.
One, he's only interested in human feces. I'm not sure why. Also, goose poop.
But that's pretty easy to recognize. Little pelts, right?
No, not goose. Sorry, moose. He's also interested in moose feces.
Moose
But those are the only two, that he's ever like shown interest in. So, immediately when he shows up with fecal matter on his face and neck, it's one of the two.
He rubbed his face in it.
Yes, he did.
Oh, Ashley's got to go. She's trying to eat.
Quite the face. That was a cartoon face.
She's trying to eat.
So, basically, yes, he's only interested in or has only ever shown interest in moose or human poop. So, we were at the campsite, or like at the spot where we were camping, and I had been walking around in the woods, and the way that I knew, Mac asked, how did I know that it was human? And
It was yours.
I was kind of wondering, but I didn't want to say it.
No, there was...
I know how much Julio loves poop. So I guess I gave him a little of my poop.
Oh,
He was such a good boy. So I said, here's my poop.
Ew.
A mother's sacrifice. That's nasty.
I've never been more horrified.
I'm really sorry.
Wow.
Oh, no.
I thought you loved Julio.
I
guess you wouldn't do anything for him, would you?
No, I won't masturbate near him, and I won't offer him my
Alayna,
poop.
that's gross. Okay? That's fucking gross. Grow up. I just said poop for your dog. That's all I said. Gross.
Too far. No, there was someone had not buried it. Like you're supposed to dig a hole, right? You dig a hole, you go in the hole, you bury it. That's like basic. But it was clear there was poop, there was toilet paper, so that's how I knew it was human. Because there was toilet paper. And so we're like walking around.
I think you're underestimating a lot of species.
There's no monkeys around there's no monkeys in this area of the world.
I'm just being silly. I like the idea though of a bear, like a real Charmin bear.
The Charmin bear.
Yeah.
And it, Julio started showing some interest. He like went over to it. He tried to put some in his mouth. It's disgusting. And I was like, that's disgusting. Stop it, you nasty little poo boy. And so
I think some of your religion is also like hot. Okay. Talk dirty to me. But you nasty little poo boy. Wait, there's got to be a reason that they're interested in it. Like, don't
I'm looking it
shame
up.
your dog. It's got to be normal.
I don't know. Yeah, because some dogs will like eat other dogs' poop. Also, sorry, listener, if you've got a poo thing. It's a poo heavy episode.
All right. The reasons for dogs being interested in poop are nutritional value. Dogs may eat poop to get nutrients from undigested matter, especially if they have an enzyme deficiency.
We had a health nut at the campsite.
Stress or anxiety, attention. If you're not giving Julio enough attention, if they're bored.
Sounds like someone's a bad mom. Look at you, poo shaming Julio.
Guys.
When really he is vitamin deficient and has anxiety.
Why are there so many
God I
reasons
raised
for
our
why
son.
dogs eat poop? Like
he's
it's like
up.
all
You've
of
got
these
him.
things, they could end up eating poop from all of these things. Can you imagine if human beings
Did you hear your uncle and now you're...
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When your schedule is packed, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard for us to make time for it. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. I've been in therapy my whole life, and I know that feeling of being so stressed out that you're like, something's got to go, and you think, should it be therapy? No. For me, going to therapy ensures that I can vent, get something off my chest, allow myself to feel, and that ends up making me more productive. It's always a cornerstone for me in my worst times. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Never skip a day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/chosenfamily today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/chosenfamily.
You know, he did try to eat some, and I did shame him about it. I'll admit that openly. But, you know, took him away from it. And we continued, whatever, we went down to the water. And I'm hanging out there, and then, you know, Julio's gone for a little while. And I'm going, uh-oh, where's Julio? This is not normal. He usually stays, like, pretty close to me. Call, and where does he come running from? The poo spot, right? Comes running on up, like, tackles me, like he usually does when he comes running. And I'm like, oh no, something smells bad. Something smells bad. And yeah, he has rolled in it. So he's got it all over his face and neck. So I had to give him a big bath with the lake water. And I had some wet wipes. So I used some wet wipes, got him all cleaned up. He had it all over his bandana, his little scarf. So I had to, you know,
Not the
quarantine
scarf.
that from the rest of my stuff. And yeah. And then after,
Bro, that shit would have been so gone. I don't know where it would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. There's literally no way this shit would have. No pun intended. Was coming home with me.
oh, okay, that's a fair thought. No, I brought it home.
That
I just
is
tied it to the
disgusting.
tied it to the outside of my. Well, I rinsed it off, and then tied it to the outside of my bag and brought it home. Sanitized it when I got home. But then I kept smelling it, like after I'd cleaned him, and I'm like, am I traumatized? Like, where's this smell coming from? Am I imagining this? No, he had just gotten it all over the back of my jacket when he dive bombed me in the first place, and I didn't notice because I couldn't see, you know, the back of me.
Dude.
So that's how much I love my dog. I cleaned human fecal matter off of him with my bare hands.
You're a good mom.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I'm making fun of you, but I've done the whole thing with my cats too. Like,
Yeah.
one time my old cat Hafner, my love of my life, swallowed a rubber band. I didn't know this. Broken rubber band, so it was just a long string.
Yeah.
And it did, in fact, make a poopsicle around the rubber band.
No.
Yeah. So
Holy crap, that made it all the way through?
Holy crap.
The
yeah, it's
feline
right.
body is incredible.
No,
That's
is actually
insane.
amazing because that's dangerous.
it's very dangerous. Yeah.
Oh, I bet you were relieved to see that rubber band come out of your cat's butt.
I didn't know it went into his body, so I do remember thinking I could have sworn I brought a rubber band in here, and then totally forgetting about the rubber band.
One time.
He did love
cleaning-
rubber bands. I don't know how I didn't think of it.
Well, and usually they're, you know, a loop, so you wouldn't think as dangerous. But one time I was cleaning Bugs' litter, and I had a moment of panic because it looked like she had pooped out like a part of her intestines. Like there was like this bright red chunk in the poop, and I was like, is this like internal? Is this an organ? What is this? A moment of panic until I realized that it was a earplug. She had eaten one of my girlfriend's red earplugs.
Delicious.
She's a garbage cat.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys both, why do you guys get to eat and I don't get to eat? I never get to eat.
you can eat anytime you want.
You guys are starving me. It's because I'm not non-binary. I'm not allowed to eat. You guys are punishing me for being cisgender.
Correct.
Yeah. Boring. Not in this family. Not in this family.
We can't all eat at the same time, you guys. It's not
No.
fair. Well, I'm gonna look up a question, guys.
Yeah.
While you chew.
Ashley, have you camped, hiked? Is that like something that you have tried, that you enjoy, that you don't?
How dare
What's your
you?
relationship to the outdoors? I'm trying to remember.
I was a camp counselor for
Yes.
so many years.
Yes, but that's cabins, right?
No,
Oh.
they're intense, and then we go on out-of-camp trips. I've done more canoeing than hiking.
Okay, I have been picturing, because all of my summer camps, all my Jesus camp was at it was all in cabins. I was not picturing you in tents this whole time.
It's not like the type of tent that you went camping in this weekend, but we would do trips like that all the time, like at the camp. And then drive around Maine, and I know how to use a little stove. Like, I know, how to pack, and I know how to put up a tent and stuff, but it's just been a while. A little rude, honestly, Alayna.
I was
a
picturing...
little bit rude.
No, because I don't know. I don't know if you want to camp as well. I know you like to hike, but I didn't know if you were going to do a hike and camp, I don't know.
I still think at the end of the day, I'd rather do those things during the day and then go back to my fancy hotel room.
Right. See, and I can get behind a day hike, but if I'm going to climb a mountain, if I'm putting in that work, I don't want to just go up it and then be there for a bit and then come back down. I want to sleep there, you know?
Yeah.
That's, some people do the hike that I did on the weekend as a day hike. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Oh my God, I lost the trail twice. I got lost a couple times.
That's terrifying.
No, it was okay. So you have your show tomorrow, and then is that the start of the
yeah, and then
a
every
festival
day for
run?
the next 26 days.
Every day for 26 days?
Yes.
Holy cow. And this is new, a new set kind of thing, your new material?
Yeah, it's tough. The memorization is really hard because it's not just a standard set. So I have lines that I have to memorize, and I've been very reluctant.
Why do you have to memorize lines?
Because it's a solo show, so there are emotional pieces to the show that I have to express that are not jokes, and jokes are really easy to memorize. At least I've gotten used to it, but I also think there's an inherent math equation to the jokes, so it's it's so easy to memorize. So now I have all these lines I have to fucking memorize, and I start tomorrow, so I really got.
You're
bronchitis is not helping.
I gotta wrap this up, guys. I have
Truly,
shit to memorize
really
for tomorrow.
Have to go. I have to memorize an hour. Well, also I've been playing around with the order and what I'm gonna cut and the length and all this stuff, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Will you change it as the 26 days go by, or is it set in stone? Okay, so it's a work in a evolving thing.
I think most people do. I mean, naturally as a comedian, even when I came to Vancouver, the show that you saw, I continue to do on the road in cities that I haven't done it in. And it's just a lot better than when I did it a year and a half ago in Vancouver, because I've been doing it for a year and a half. So you add in little things, you fine tune it.
Yeah.
So that'll naturally happen. But I get reviews on these. So the press, this is horrible. I am going to hate this experience so much. The press is going to come and review my show.
Right. Okay. So this is a different level of beep boop.
Oh my God. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I guess here we are. I am not okay with this, but I have to be because
why does this happen? Is this just a thing that's specific over?
It's critics.
It's just culturally different than what they do in the States. Not to be... I think American comedians are the best, but this is how they do it over here. They review shows. I suppose they do that sometimes if a huge person puts out a Netflix special, but I have not really seen the type of critique of comedy. Most of the time, the critique of comedy is just a summary of what's in the show. It's not really But here it's more like solo shows, which are slightly different than comedy. So people will give you like a bad review, which I think is like insane in comedy. I mean, when you get to the upper echelons, it's like, this really is just taste, isn't it? You know, like, I don't know.
Well,
But
and that's, I'm thinking like it's in comparison to like theater or like a Broadway show or whatever, when you go out, you perform, and then there are media in the audience who are going to then write reviews. And you could always argue there is an element of taste, which is like,
Why
how
can't
does
they be
one
like
person,
why can't they say something wasn't for them if it wasn't
especially
for
with
them?
comedy.
right?
Like, does it have to be?
Well, this thing is like, there's like a winner at the end of this. There's like a best a show and a like a best comedy, and then there's like a best newcomer, which is what I would be up for because I'm new. Yeah, and the only reason I'm here is to do well and to, you know, because I've really built my career myself, so it's like, this is just really to kind of put myself out there for, I have to be ready for the reviewers, so.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of terrifying.
I am not looking forward to it, and I promised myself I wouldn't read them, and I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah, so it's
No
about
matter what
prepping
they
for
say.
that. Yeah,
You should
prepping for
actually
that.
not read them.
But she
You
will.
think I'm gonna be able to do that, but my goal is not to.
Okay, I found a question, you guys.
Okay.
All right.
What is the best way to do finance for couples so it doesn't create resentments later in life?
LOL.
Do you split everything 50-50 or taking turns to pay for things? Shared bank accounts, question mark?
Interesting question. I love this. I love thinking about. I
didn't know if this was going to be too heavy for people today or
No, I
if
think
this
that's
is
a really
good.
interesting.
Yeah.
You start, Alayna.
Well, like, okay, first answer, like, obvious piece, it's gonna be different for every couple. It depends what works for you. There's no right or wrong. Completely subjective. You're gonna have to find out what's gonna work for you in your relationship. Some people will have like a shared bank account for big expenses. So like bills, rent, mortgage, utilities, internet, whatever. Like, some people will have a shared account for those things and then do other expenses separately. Some people do 50-50. Some people do, well, this person makes this much more than the other person, so they pay that much more in terms of the share of the shared expenses. Some people will have a kind of, not agreement, but like a system where one person pays for these things and another person pays for these things. Or you might have, I really like it when my girlfriend pays for dinner when we're out, so she always pays for dinner, but then I pay for trips or whatever, you know, when we do a big thing once a year. There's really no right answer. It's about what feels comfortable for you and probably also what stage of your relationship you're at.
Listen, the boy lesbian pays for everything.
That's right, son.
The girl lesbian, just keep the fucking house clean.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's what we're talking about.
Please.
Keep the house clean and that bod fit.
Well, I'll say Jen does not keep the house clean. She does keep the bod fit, which is nice. But that's a bit, everybody.
No. Max started it.
No, they don't.
I did say, I started it.
Max started
And
it.
you will not get any flack. Why do people hate me?
She was
Why?
obviously kidding, you guys. It's just Mac. She's a child. She doesn't know.
In the Gavin Davis household,
Aw,
we have separate bank
that was
accounts.
so cute.
Thank you. We have, and it is Gavin Davis, by the way. Davis Gavin doesn't sound as good.
And you're
And-
the boy
That's,
one.
yeah, I agree.
Listener, write in and tell me that I'm correct. Don't be on Jen's side about this.
Oh, there's
So,
opposition. I'm sorry, you're right, dude. It does sound better with your name first, unfortunately.
Davis Gavin, Gavin Davis. I don't know.
Gavin
but
Davis.
And S is an ending.
Oh.
Sure is.
That's a great point.
We have separate bank accounts. We intend to keep our separate bank accounts forever. Because she moved into my place, we're 8 years apart. We're at different stages of life. And I think it'd be incredibly rude of me to be like, hey, you're going to split the rent equally with me. So I was like, well, how much can you afford? What feels fair?
Yeah.
And we talked it out and we came up with a number, and that's what she contributes. And everything else we sort of split, but not anally. Like it doesn't feel like I pay for everything, but it also doesn't feel like she pays for everything.
Yeah.
And I'd say for bigger things, like saving for a house or like big trips, I have a lot of airline points because like we don't spend a lot on.
Yeah. No, as you're saying, like bigger things, like save, like I'm the thought of saving for a house, because if I'm specifically thinking about the question and the quote of building resentment, that makes me think that there's some sort of either power differential, or there's like one person is making more money than the other, or one person is spending more money than the other. There's some sort of
It definitely
uneven...
sounds like there's something already there.
Yes.
I used to have that with an ex of mine, but honestly, it had almost nothing to do with the circumstances and more about the attitudes towards money.
Yes.
Yeah. Jen and I have like really shared values around how we spend money, our attitudes towards money.
Yeah.
And we don't make a similar amount of money. And even if we did, our jobs are so different that even the way we would get value is different, because I have a company that I can expense things through and she doesn't have anything like that. So it's like, it's just so different. But in my previous relationship, honestly, I wasn't making that much money at the time and we were way more similar, but because our attitudes were so different, there was a ton of resentment, a ton. So I think that just goes to show.
The like step one ground level piece is you need to have a conversation about how you spend money, how you feel about money, what your plan, like exactly. What are your attitudes around money? What does your financial situation look like? How do you make it? How do you spend it? What do you think about for the future? All of those things. And then depending on where the differences are, let's say something like saving for a house, where just, for example, let's say you make way more money than your partner, but your partner maybe spends more. I'm trying to think of like what would be a hard, complicated situation.
No, like Jen is very thrifty. I spend more than she does.
Right.
But like she's chill. Like
Yes.
it's like a weird combo. And I'm a little more anal, but I spend more.
Right, but I'm saying, what if one partner was more money focused, and so made more money, saved more money, was more like planning for the future, and the other partner makes less money but also saves less money and spends more money, but the two of you want to buy a house together? Exactly, how do you navigate? It's a good question. How do you navigate that?
I mean, this is gonna sound like a blanket answer, but if you're in that big a difference, then it sounds like you need a prenup. Because if it's the type of thing where your values are like so different, then one of you needs to be okay living in a home under the other person's name.
Yeah,
if it's coming up as an issue like that.
No, totally.
Yeah.
You're right. That's like
Are
a
you
bigger...
guys gonna get prenups?
Yeah.
Isn't it this thing where it's just kind of like everyone should have a prenup?
I in my opinion, everyone should have a prenup, and that's how I would do it with anyone.
And
Because-
that's what I say. And like we've talked about it and we're like, yeah, let's get a
Oh,
prenup.
you're such a girl, dude.
Well, exactly, because then
like,
I'm like, but am I
you're such
actually
a
going to
girl.
do it? I don't know. Like we've said, like, let's get a prenup. Yeah, let's
Wouldn't
do it.
it
But
Make
then
it
I'm like,
simpler if like you did get a divorce, and even if it was on
Yeah,
good
for sure.
terms, as good
Yeah.
of terms as it could be, like
It also
wouldn't it just
helps
make
you
it
keep
simple
on
to
good terms.
split?
If you have kids and you have a prenup, it's way easier to navigate all that stuff.
totally. What are your thoughts, Mac? What are your thoughts on money and the couples thing?
I
Me and
think
Ashley
that
have
we're
said.
kind of similar to Ashley and Jen. Before we like moved in together and everything, we did like ours is very percentages based. So
Yeah.
like we have a household income, and then like the percentage that she makes, the percentage that I make is what we contribute to like bigger things like rent. So like she would contribute the same percentage that I would contribute of my income, and it ends up being different monies, but it's like the same contribution
Yeah, like a ratio.
percentage wise.
Well, and that almost could be a blanket kind of general advice piece.
Yeah.
If you
But then it's like other stuff. Oh, go ahead.
well, because I'm thinking even if in that situation, whoever made less, if they liked to spend more, it's like, okay, fine, as long as you're still contributing the agreed upon amount to our shared goals. So if the shared goal is buying a house, then maybe it's like, well, I'm comfortable contributing this percentage because that's how much I make out of our household income.
Right.
But I'm only comfortable doing that if you're comfortable, whatever, contributing your percentage, the rest of your money, do what you want with.
Yeah. I think it's also like other stuff. Like you were saying, there's things that it makes me happy to pay for. Like if we go out to dinner, I like to buy dinner. And then there's things that she likes to pay for. Like she likes to buy me clothes and stuff. So with that kind of stuff, it's like, I don't know. We don't want to do like percentage type stuff because it's so anal, I guess, for us, or it would be for us. It's just like I see couples that split everything in that way. Like if they went to dinner, they would do the split. And I think that works for them. But like for us, it's like, I'll get it this time, you get it next time type of thing.
Yeah.
And we both enjoy paying for things like that. So it works out where it's like we're both contributing, but we also both feel good. But also we both, I think, feel kind of the same way towards money and like have similar values in that regard. So I don't know that would necessarily work if, like what you guys are saying, like somebody is wanting to spend a lot more or not wanting to spend a lot more.
But it's like Ashley said, you're right about if that is the situation and there is conflict there, then you probably need more than a podcast answer. Like maybe try couples counseling, some sort of legal documentation.
I'll also say, like, in a relationship that I was in, I was basically paying for everything all the time. And I was shocked at the end of the relationship to have learned that it's just like you never really know what the problem is gonna be. So it's like it's not as complicated, it's not always as simple as this person spends more, this person earns more. It's really can be an emotional thing.
Totally.
So like I never thought at the end of the relationship I would be hearing some of the things that I was hearing after I covered everything. You know what I'm saying?
Can you give an example?
Shocked. Like I think she felt like she didn't really have a choice, which I'm not sure that is entirely true to what was actually going on, but like people's attitudes really make a huge difference.
Yeah. And it's something that I think that a lot of people are also afraid to open that conversation. They're like, you'll hear people say that they don't know how much money their partner makes, or they don't know how much they spend or whatever, because it's like they don't want to open that conversation, but it's really important. It's like, isn't that the number one reason why couples get divorced is because of
Well, I have a question for you guys. When do you think in a relationship is the appropriate time to open that discussion?
When you're going to move in together.
Before you move in with this person.
Yeah, when you're going to move in together and start sharing expenses and And
it should come well before that. There should be a conversation like, I'm thinking about, I want to move in with you, but we have to talk about finances first.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, finances
and if you're dating
is interesting.
Big daddy benefactor, you don't even have to
worry
ask
about anything.
Take
Then
care
you don't
of
have to worry about it because I'll take care of you. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
We
What did
had
we eat?
stock market for dinner.
Stock. Well, I had
We
an
got
orange
that,
and
we
Ashley
had that
toast.
broccoli.
Yeah.
Maybe some cheddar.
Celery.
Oh, broccoli cheddar.
Celery.
Yeah,
Celery
wait, what are you
stalks.
talking about?
Celery stalks.
Oh, celery stalks. That was That was a
bit of a
little bit
reach.
too. Yeah.
Doing my best.
Do better.
You can always be better.
We get these questions from our Patreon. Mac and I also just recorded a bonus episode over there. We have a bunch of bonus episodes. Full-length
weird.
episodes.
I gave kind of a crazy hot take
Oh, she did.
on that episode. If you're on the
did,
Patreon,
actually.
you know. Actually, I'll have to text you about it.
Patreon.com/chosenfamilypodcast. Bye.
Bye.
Chosen Family is a Forever Dog production, hosted by Ashley Gavin, Alayna Joy, and Mac INGEMI. Edited by Danny Jewell, executive produced by Mariah Nicholas. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Boehm.
Forever.